Hi, I'm Lee. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm a short, overweight, middle-aged white dude. I've got thinning brown hair, black glasses, I'm wearing a grey t-shirt, and I'm sitting in my office with a few coloured lights behind me. And in this video, we're going to do an overview of the Tesla mobile app. Now, I've realised I've been making this channel for a while. I've been referring to the app quite a lot, but I've never actually taken you through sort of like a step-by-step of the app. So let's do that. A few things to begin with. So when you first get a Tesla, you first need to go into their website and set up an account, and then you can log into the app with that account, and you'll actually use that app when you go and pick up the car to register the car with the app, so you can use your phone as a key and all that good stuff. So here we go, we're in the app here. You can see at the top there it shows you the name of the car. My son wanted to call it Sonic, and I wasn't quite keen on that for some reason, so we settled on Blue Flame, because it's, I don't know, we settled on Blue Flame. That's it. That's all. Nothing behind that. On the top left hand side, you can see it shows your state of charge, and you can see there's like a little cool animation that shows that the car at the moment is plugged in and charging. And if you tap on the percentage, that will then change to show you the kilometers left. Now, if you haven't seen some of my videos before, I prefer to leave it on percentage left. I find that seems to be a little bit more accurate, and just from a mental health point of view, if I know I've only got like 10 kilometers left, I might stress out of it, whereas 10% left I'm not as stressed out. It's weird, but that's what works for me. Over to the right hand side of that, you see your loot box, that little sort of box. Then if you tap on that, that then takes you into your loot box, and this is where if you've set up a referral link, and you can set up a referral link. I've got a video about that. I'll put a link to that somewhere around here. And this is my referral link. So if you use my referral link, you get some credit for Tesla stuff, and I get some credit for Tesla stuff. At the moment, it's mostly supercharging kilometers, which is probably what you would want to use that on. You can see at the moment, no one has used my referral link. So if you would want to use that referral link when you're buying stuff from Tesla. Now, here's the weird thing. It doesn't work the same in every country. So at the moment, if you're buying a car in Australia and New Zealand, you can use my referral link. In Europe, I don't think the referral link works at all. In Northern America, I believe you can buy solar and use my referral link, but you can't buy a car. Now that might change, so by the time you watch this video, that may have changed. So be sure, in fact, I'll put a QR code on this side, so you can use that QR code to get to my referral link and see if it works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I appreciate you trying. Then you can see that little image of me when I was much younger and skinnier, and that is your account details. So if I tap on that, you can see there it shows information about your account. You've also got, you tap on the car, it takes you back to the car. I'll go back to the account. Tesla shop, so you can shop for Tesla stuff. You can order stuff from Tesla. That sort of thing. Then you've got an inbox, so your inbox is any messages that Tesla has sent you. Your loot box, again, this is another way to get to your loot box. You then have your account, so here you can see your contact info, your wallet, which is, again, the loot stuff, order history, so if you've ordered anything from Tesla. So for example, in here, we can go in and see that I ordered the wall box directly from Tesla. And then the important one that you would want in here is charging. So here you can see, your payments. This is where you put in your credit card details for when you're using the supercharge. And if you tap on history, it'll show you all of the supercharging that you've done. And if you tap on the amount, it'll break it down even more. So you can actually download an invoice for tax purposes, of course, and it'll show you how much you charge and how much it cost. So that's the account stuff, and that is, you've also got your settings. So if we go into settings, shows your vehicle, you show that it syncs with your calendar. That's a really cool thing that I think I've shown you in one of my other videos, is that if you've got a calendar appointment and you've got an address in that calendar appointment, when you get in the car, the navigation will automatically, you've got this appointment next in your calendar, will show you how to navigate there, which is kind of nice. You can add and remove products, sign out, and that's all there is to it with that information. Now, getting back to the app, and this is probably where most people are going to be using things with the app, you've got these buttons along the top, so you can unlock the car or you can lock the car. You can turn on the climate control. You can turn off the climate control. You can open the charge port or close the charge port. I'm not going to do that because I want the car to keep charging. You can turn on Sentry mode or turn off Sentry mode, and you can open up the trunk or close the trunk, and you can customize these. So if you tap and hold on that sort of shortcut bar, you can see you can then grab something and replace things in that shortcut bar. And I don't want it like that, so I'm just going to save it. Now you may have only 4 in there. You can get 5, and the way you do that, if you sort of tap with 2 fingers and drag 2 at the same time, and that, I'm not going to make a video of that because I do it really badly, but if you look it up on YouTube, there's quite a few videos out there showing you how to do that. So those are your shortcuts. Then beneath that you have your charging information. So at the moment you can see that my car is charging at 3 kilowatts, and you can charge on a single phase. So we're plugged into a Tesla wall charger, and we are on single phase. So we could charge anywhere from 1 kilowatt all the way up to 7 kilowatts, and I'm managing the amount of kilowatts that we're using because of what my solar panels are producing. And I could probably go up to 4 kilowatts. So let's bump that up to 20 amps, and that will then change to 4 kilowatts, so it'll charge a little bit quicker, and you'll see the time will adjust as well. Now also the slider above it is how you control the amount of charge, and you'll see that when I actually slide, in fact there was an update just in the last couple of days, you see those little indents, those are 10% increments. If I just slide that down to 90%, or if I start sliding it down, this will actually warn me that with the car that I have, because I've got an LFP battery, that it goes charge to maintain battery health, keep the charge limit at 100%, charge fully once per week. So I'll just go and flick that back up to 100%. But that's how you can change the charge limit to 90, 80, so on, if you didn't want to charge all the way. You can also stop charging, and you can unlock the charge port from here. Then we go down even further, and we have our controls, and so this gives us the ability to see, if we tap in the top right hand corner, that shows us the bar of our tires. I need to change it to PSI. I need to see how I can change that. Again, here you can unlock the car, lock the car, you can open up the trunk, close the trunk. I'll just show you, if you tap on open the trunk, you actually get the animation of the trunk opening, so you can see very clearly if it's open or closed. You can also tap on the electric bolt there to open up the charging port. You can flash the lights, you can start the car, you can vent, you can honk. Now venting will open the windows just a smidgen to let some air in. I'd love to know if someone knows in the comments. Let me know if the car has a rain sensor, that if you've hit vent and let's say you've gone into a cinema to watch a movie and it starts raining, does your car know that it's raining and it will automatically close the windows? You'd think that it does, but I'm not sure. So let me know in the comments if it does that. So that's controls. Then we go into climate, and here we can turn on our heated steering wheel. So we can just tap on the steering wheel and we can say heat or auto. So we can then control how much is on our... Oh, I wasn't talking to you, Siri. She's so needy. So you can just tap on each of your heated seats to lower the amount of heat on them or add more heat. And I'll just turn all of those off because I don't need heat in Melbourne weather. It's going to be 22 degrees today. And you can see that the climate control is on, and it is 22 degrees in the car, and it is 18 degrees outside the car. You can also vent the car from here. And if you scroll up on this, you can see that you can turn on defrost, biodefense, camp mode, dog mode, and just below it you can have cabin overheat protection. So what that does is, if my cabin, the inside of the car, reaches 38 degrees, it'll automatically turn on the air conditioning and cool the car down below 38. You can say it to be completely off. You can say turn on the fans but don't use the air conditioning, because the air conditioning is going to use a little bit more power from the battery. But I normally have that on when the car's plugged in at home, and so, you know, just leave it on and that's fine. I'm just going to turn the climate control off there because we don't need it on. You then have your location, so that'll show you where the car is. So if you tap on that, it'll show you a map. And again, if you are driving around, it'll show you that as well. So it'll give you the address of the car and it'll show you where the car is. And if you scroll up here, it'll show you all the superchargers that are near your vehicle. So you can then just tap on that and get navigation directly to a supercharger. You then have schedule. So this is sort of two different things. So you can schedule your departure. So let's say, for example, you leave for work every morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. And what this will do, you see it goes precondition, set climate, and preheat battery. So you can set the car to be at a particular temperature and the battery to be warmed up and ready to go as soon as you leave for work. So that's pretty nifty. You can also set for reduce energy costs, so it'll only charge during off-peak times. So if you plug your car in, let's say you get power at certain prices at certain times. Like, so for example with us, when we are, okay, so with us, from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. we pay 30 cents per kilowatt, but from 9 p.m. to 3 p.m. the next day, we only pay 17 cents per kilowatt, I think. So I would set my car to not charge between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. You could set that up here, and this is where you can set your schedule for charging. Then in security, you can see what phone, so at the moment it shows that my phone is connected to the car as a driver. It's got Sentry mode turned off at the moment because I've got it set to not turn on when the car's at home. You can turn on valet mode, which limits vehicle access. I'm not sure what that does. Oh, you need it. I don't even know what my pin is. Help. Okay, so that does stuff. I don't know what it is. You can set speed limits, so that's pretty... get a pin. Oh, I need set a pin. I should probably do that, but I'm not going to do it now. So, yeah, so if you were renting your car out, you could set a speed limit so that they can't drive past a particular speed. And if we click on that those three little dots, you can set what the speed limit is. And if we turn on Sentry mode, this is then where you're able to view the cameras. Now, interesting enough, depending on what country you are, you may not be able to view the cameras. So this is a feature that when we bought the car wasn't available, but then became available through a software update. And so if we tap on that, that then shows us our front camera, our back cameras, our side cameras. You can honk the horn, you can flash the lights, and you can even see, if you tap on the inside of the car, you can see the inside of the car as well. But now the inside car camera, that will only work if there aren't people in the car. So the idea of this is if you've got your dog in the car and you've got it on dog mode and the air conditioning is keeping the dog nice and comfortable, you can see what's going on. Hopefully your dog hasn't eaten the seats. Let's turn that off for now. You can then have your charge stats. So this will give you a breakdown of how many times you've charged, what those charges cost you, and this is for the month. You can see petrol savings. This whole thing, it's only as good as the information that you give it. So, I've put in the settings, that we're on AGL saver. These are the times that we're charged. This is the time. So, you've got to put the right information in for it to work stuff out. But it's interesting to look at. I've got another app called Tessie, which I've done another video for. Again, I'll put a link somewhere around, and that gives you even a more a finer breakdown of this kind of information. But it's good to have here, and I do like the fact that they've got charging tips here. So they've got tips on how to save money, charge sustainably, all that sort of stuff. So you can go in a little bit deeper, and it'll give you tips on how you can be more efficient with the way you charge, the way you drive, all that sort of stuff. So that's charging stats. Upgrades. So this is if you have purchased any upgrades or if you have any software upgrades. So for example, if you wanted to buy enhanced autopilot for $5,100, or if you wanted to buy full self-driving for $10,000, this is where just in-app purchase. I wonder if Apple gets 30% of that. I'm guessing they don't on this one, but be interesting to speak to someone and find out. Subscriptions, so this is if you subscribe to something. Tesla Shop, interesting. I think a lot of this stuff is stuff that's available in the US, and we don't really get a lot of that sort of stuff here in Australia. So like in the US, there's Tesla Insurance, there's all sorts of things that the services that we don't have in Australia, hopefully yet, and they will be coming, but service. So you can actually order a service for your vehicle. So you can see a history. So I actually ordered a service because I thought there was an issue, but it turns out there was an issue. So I ordered it through here, but then I cancelled it. and you've got some video guides, you've got some manuals. Yeah, so everything that you can do, you can do it all here. And again, you've got roadside assistance. So here you can ask for roadside assistance through the app. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to bother them, but there you go, you can do that. And that's yeah, that is a look at the Tesla app. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was fairly thorough. I think I went through just about everything. Most of it is fairly self-explanatory. I definitely suggest, even before you get your Tesla, download the app and have a bit of a play. You won't have a lot of the stuff because a lot of the stuff only activates once you actually have the vehicle. But yeah, have a play, push buttons, see what happens. You're not going to break anything. One thing to be aware of is that if you do set up the shortcut, so for example, if I just hold this down, if you do set up the shortcut to open up the front boot, the frunk, just be aware that that's not automatic. So it'll open, but then you've got to go out of the car and actually physically close it. So that's just one little thing. So yeah, hope that was helpful. Hope that was useful. If you have found this helpful, if you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much for your support, and we'll catch you on the next one. Safe and happy driving. Rolling on this camera, rolling on that, and ow. I have a lot of hair on my chest, but I seem to find it. Ow.